Good morning, beautiful people. I hope this video finds you well. A few of my subscribers have been sending in some video ideas, and I figure I'd do a video on, this one's going to be titled Job Hunting After COVID. So the first subscriber reached out to me and was telling me that he's got all these talents and he keeps getting passed over by his organization, and what can he do to get them to pay attention to him. And I haven't reached out to him yet, but I will. My advice is going to be that he needs to broaden his area in terms of what jobs he's going to apply for. But I want to spend a few minutes talking to you about trends in the economy. And if you have a business degree and you're listening to this, you already know what I'm about to say. And that is that the economy, right? The economy, the marketplace, creates the trends, and you respond to those trends if you want to be successful, right? So a lot of people have like bright ideas of products they want to invent, and they're going to create these products and market them. And let's just say they want to develop a cup that changes colors from turquoise to blue to yellow as you're having your favorite drink, and they want to hurry up and get that produced. Well, what if the economy, right, does not like that trend? What if that's not something that the economy supports? Well, the answer is that that product is not going to survive, right? Because the product is not in par with the trend that is created by the marketplace. And so why am I telling you that? A short business lesson. Because if you're looking for a job, right, you have to ask yourself, what is the trend? What's the economy? Right now, COVID is the trend, right? COVID. So you have, with COVID, you have a lot of businesses closing down, but you also have essential businesses that are open, right? Law enforcement, for example, is an essential business that is open and is still hiring, right? Local law enforcement, county law enforcement, state law enforcement, and federal jobs are still open, and they're doing interviews for these jobs. But what do I, as the person you're subscribing to, what do I want to teach you? Again, I want to teach you to follow the trends, to expand your areas of research, right? One of the things that a lot of you don't know is that if you want to get a job with the state, most states throughout the United States have something called the civil service test, or a civil service exam. So if you want to get a job with the state government, you basically go and take the civil service test and you get on the list. And then when jobs come open and you're already on the eligibility list, you then seek that job that you want to get, right? So you don't want to find a job within the state and decide you're going to apply for it, but you haven't taken the test. And so again, it's essential that you don't just say, oh my gosh, COVID, everything's going down the shitter and I can't do anything, whatever. You got to instead say, what is happening in the marketplace? Like, what is happening in the economy? And so your answer is COVID is happening in the marketplace. And so a lot of businesses are shutting down, right? But what businesses are open? That's what you have to follow up with. And how can you adjust to that? So I hope that as you listen to this video, you start thinking that if something that you've been doing for a while hasn't been working, insanity is to continue doing the same thing over and over again, expecting for a different result. It's not going to happen. So going back, skipping back, and I know I do that a lot, to my first point on the subscriber that reached out to me about the fact that he's got all these talents, he's got all these certifications, he's been applying to this one agency and he keeps getting passed over. And so my thing to him and to you guys listening to this is to expand your horizon. Now you have GPS technology, and so you can take a police officer from California and pick him up and put him into a different state, and with GPS technology he can find his way to the call. And law enforcement is pretty much the same throughout the United States, right? One large city to another large city, you pretty much have the same type of calls, the same type of needs. And so I urge you, as you're listening to this video, I urge you to act. The worst thing you could do is on this job hunting after COVID or during COVID is to do nothing, or to sit in a little shelter and shelter down and say, there's no jobs, COVID has ruined our lives, it's never going to be the same, wham, 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 all that stuff, right? And some of you will, and there's nothing that I could do. This short video is not going to take you out of that comfort zone and get you thinking that, there are flowers at the end of the tunnel. But I do hope that the majority of you listening to this video, you start to think about what I'm trying to teach you here, that job hunting during COVID has changed because COVID has created a new trend in the marketplace. And so if you're young, you just graduated high school, what should you do? Go to college, get your 2-year degree. If you're in California, it's a free education at one of the 115 California community colleges throughout the state. And so in other states, I don't know how that works, depending where you're watching this video from. So please take my advice and change your strategy, right? Find what the trend is happening in the marketplace and adapt and conform to that trend. And that's the only way you're going to get ahead. Don't get stuck in the pre-COVID days where people were doing certain things and economy was great and jobs were everywhere. Yes, life has changed. It's time for you to change and adapt and conform. I know I repeated that twice on purpose, I must say. So I do hope that you're getting a lot out of these videos. My goal as I produce these is to get you to become successful in whatever it is that you're seeking. If you're working for an organization that keeps passing you over for promotion, it's time to seek other job opportunities. Don't waste your life within an organization or an agency that doesn't appreciate all the talent you have. I arrived at a point in my career as a police officer that I wasn't going very far in that organization, and I love teaching, and so I made a career decision to move over to a teaching job as a college professor at a community college in California. And so you should do the same thing. If you're working for an organization and nothing's happening there, rather than say, oh my gosh, I keep getting passed over for promotion, or I can't get this job, I keep getting turned down by these oral boards, it's time for you to change your strategy. So send me any ideas for videos. I complete these based on what you guys are requesting. I hope you're staying safe. I hope you're staying healthy. Do wear your masks and do social distancing until this thing kind of settles down. In the meantime, work on your future, work on your education, work on your career goals, and then I'll be here to help you along the way. Please take care and be happy out there.